Hello, everyone. This is week 6 for the card game. Um, just letting you know that I'm gonna run through what my program has been doing. First thing is I created a class called Deck, which would initiate a deck of 52 cards. Each player would have 26 to make it even. After that, I said when I went through and have it loop through the suits array, so it'd be the spades, the hearts, the clubs, and the diamonds. Then I had it loop through its values in an array, and then it create a card object to push onto the deck array. And then I did a shuffle deck, and a save. What I did was let hold this card deck to originally save original value in the swap. Then I made the current value of I equal the random index, and then made value of the random index to equal the original value. Then I went and did a class a class called players, where there's each player begins with 0 points, and if it ties, there's zeros. There's a 0 points there. And then what I did in compare cards method, to find who the winner is between value player 1 and value player 2. And then I did some if and else statements. If value plus value player 1 dot value is strictly equal to value player 2 value, it keeps a tally of if there are no winners. But if there is a winner, it would compare cards and update player 1's points. So that would be an else if statement if value player 1 value is greater than value player 2 dot value. And I add council logs to show that information. And the else statement for that, if it was for player 2, it'd be update player 2 by 1 point if they won. Then I did an add points method and add points to the winner. If player double equals nobody won, then it's a tie. But if player 1 wins, this shows player one's total points. And if else, it would be player 2's total points. So that would be council logged as player 2. Then I did the play game method with deck being in the middle. Play the game. I know I was told not to do variables inside the while loop, which is true, but for some reason my coding or my program was still actually working. But what it is, it says let player 1 pick a card, draw a card for player 1, and use pop to add it in there. And then for player 2 to draw a card. And after it compares the cards, it executes the card player compare method. And if the total points of player 1 and the total points of player 2 is strictly equal to each other, then it would be a tie. So to be otherwise else it would be display the winner. Then I went down to determine winner. And so forth. So I did a bunch of things. An execute players determine winner method and display winner and the total points of each player. Then I went down at the beginning to get this launched to create a new instance of deck. I said let deck equal new deck. And then deck, you shuffle the deck. Let players equal new players, create new instance of players. Players play game. Oh, that will play game. Players and display winner will display the winner. And then when I went to let me see. If I go and run this in my browser, I did run some tests, and I can show you what those tests are. Those tests, one of them is one of the tests was, the first test was to should return an array of 52 cards. I didn't expect on that. Expect card deck, which is from the value of from let card deck equal control deck dot card deck dot slice. And I use card deck and then to have length of 52. That test passed. And then I did another one called it should return an array that is not in the same order as the original. So I did expect with the control deck dot control deck dot card deck not to equal control deck 2 dot card deck. And that test passed. So those were my unit tests that I did. I didn't pause. But that was my unit test that I did. And the only problem I had in my coding is that when I run the game, it says each player gets this is keeps having the same score, and it's still saying there were no ties. Of course, there were ties because it keeps giving the same score. I've been try to look all over to see how to change that so player one would have a different score than player two, and vice versa, and possibly once in a while have a tie. But every time I run the program, it's giving me either like both players is either player one has 12 points, player two has 12 points. Um, player one has, let's say, 9 points, player two has 9 points. And sometimes it says the winner is a player two or player one, or there's a tie, and it's still saying that player one and player two has the same number of points at the end of the game. So I don't understand that, but at least I got some concepts of this program to work. And I guess that's what really matters. But I just want to let you know that I did whatever I can to make things work, and I hope everybody has some questions to ask me, and hopefully I can best explain and answer those questions. So I appreciate you looking over, and I hope you like what I did in some way or another. But I appreciate it, and I thank you.